Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Man, I hope the good Lord finds all of you happy, warm, and safe tonight. I was kind of thinking about what I should talk about tonight, and I'll tell you, there's a couple of subjects I'm going to talk about. If you'll notice, I always end my video with, "You too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other." I want to talk about that a little bit. Also going to talk about some frustrations, and I'm going to talk about some new habits that I've formed over the years. And anyway, I'm just going to hit several different topics. First thing I want to talk about that is you too can change the world. All you have to do is be nice to each other. I think that is one of the most important things in the world, how we treat other human beings. How much better of a world that we would live in if we just got people to be kind to each other and considerate of each other. How much easier this life would be. You know, and I was thinking about Jesus Christ, his ministry, what he did on his walk. That was his ministry, his walk through this world. And even the disciples had asked him, out of all the commandments, what are the most important one? And he said, if we could just get you to do two, hold God above everything else, put God first. And then second one, be nice to each other. If you do those two things, everything else would fall in line. And how true that is. Woo, mercy, ain't that a gorgeous truck? Look at that beautiful piece of equipment. Yeehaw. My granddad used to say, "Man, I wish I had that one and he had a better one." What a gorgeous truck. But courteous and new habits that I've got over the years. I'm in a governed truck. A lot of people say, how do you drive a governed truck? How do you stand there? And I'm governed at 64 miles an hour. And I was talking to a young man that this is his first trucking job, and he's been with Magnum now for about 3 months. And we were talking, and I asked him how he's doing on his miles, and he goes 12,000 miles every month. I said, "So you're consistently getting out 3,000 miles a week?" And he said, "Oh yeah." But it was his work ethic and the way he does his job. And we were talking about that. He drives out his clock every day. Every day is a 600. He drives every minute of his clock every day. That way he's got plenty of time to work out and go to the gym and that type of thing. On my way up here this evening, I took a lot of 2-lane highways across Nebraska, cutting off across. And maybe we forget because we spend so much time on the interstate. But I find myself in a 64 mile an hour truck on a 2-lane highway. And those other trucks are coming up behind me, and I see them coming for a long time. They're going to pass me. But due to the hills and curves, and especially, y'all know what I'm talking about. You ever been, I'm a 64 mile an hour truck. and I come up to somebody that's doing 62, 63 miles an hour. I don't want to sit there on their bumper and look at the back end of their trailer for the rest of the day. I just as well get around them, even though I'm only 1 mile an hour faster. How frustrating it can be when you're trapped behind another truck and you really don't have the speed or the distance or the room to get around them. You're just stuck there. How frustrating is that? What a crappy day that is, right? And I know how frustrating it is to me. So I'll tell you something that I do on a 2-lane road. When I see that truck coming up behind me and when he gets on my bumper, I reach up and I grab that bike and I say, "Hey, big truck, northbound back here behind that Magnum truck, you got your radio on?" He goes, "Yeah, come on." I said, "Hey, brother, I seen you climbing up on me. You got a faster truck than I do. As soon as you feel froggy, jump out there in that left lane. I'll tap the brake and you can fly right on by." It's just being courteous. He may be fighting back there, not being able to see, through your truck, around your truck, not seeing the full picture, looking for a place to get, and he's just dying to get around you. Let him go around you. As soon as he jumps out there in the left lane, get out of it. Touch your brakes a little bit. Let him get on by. Be safer for all of us. Being courteous to each other not only makes a better day for each and every one of us, but it also makes a much safer environment for us to do this job. Do you know the Department of, not the Department, it's the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Less truck driving is the #1 most dangerous job. Some of us lose sight of that. Truly is. I was driving down the interstate the other day. Thank God I had another lane, because there was a guy sitting on the shoulder, had his 4-ways on, and I was getting over in the left lane. But he come right from a dead stop, turned his 4-ways off and just pulled right out into the traffic lane. I've had that happen to me several times. Guys sitting on the shoulder. We can't always get over a lane. We do our very best to do so. Sometimes 4-wheelers aren't going to let you, or another truck isn't going to let you. 4-wheelers, I understand they don't know any better. But truck drivers, we should be looking far enough ahead. We see when our brother over there in that right lane needs to get over. We need to get out of his way. Either hurry up and go, or touch that brake and let him over. Being courteous. Not only does it make everybody have a better day, but it could save lives. I had that several times happen. Somebody sitting on the shoulder and just throw it in gear and pull right out into the traffic lane. I always wondered, did their trainer not teach them how to do that? You should try to get up to 40 miles an hour at least on the shoulder before you come into that traffic lane. It's good practice. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be a truck driver. I want to be an old truck driver. I'd like to see if I can make it to 80 years old and still drive a truck. Other guys that get into these trucks seems like they're doing everything they can to get out of one. I'm doing everything I can to stay in one. Different strokes for different folks. But let's start being courteous to each other, nice to each other. look at what somebody else needs, and instead of being so self-absorbed and thinking only about ourselves, let's keep an eye out for what others need, or how we can make somebody else's day better. You know, if we all did that, we'd all have a great day. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. Long day. Got up here, I've got to get a windshield replaced. You know, I just had the windshield replaced in this truck. It seems like it was only a month ago. I took another windshield strike today. Man, I got a big old chunk out of it, bigger than your hand up there. I was only a couple 100 miles south of Fargo. And I had to get a PM tomorrow anyway. Well, now I'm going to get a windshield replaced first thing in the morning, a PM by noon, and pick up a trainee by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 3. And grab a load and get out of here before the sun starts going down. And probably won't, you know, since I got a trainee, I'm only going out with this guy for a week. So I'll be back to YouTube in a week whenever I've got a trainee on board. I don't like doing videos with a trainee on board. Makes things a hassle. So, if y'all don't see me for a week, I'll be working. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some sleep. Remember, you too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.